Cowboys still on a fact-finding mission. Yeah, that's what it is. Let's talk about Giff Smith. They bring him in, the defensive line guy, for an interview. He comes from the Gus Bradley system. And everybody knows that this particular team, we need help at the front and up on the front four. We need help on there. We need all of the help we can. So this interview is for a voided spot that's on their front four. Jim Tomsula, he's gone, right? So what they're trying to do is they're trying to figure out how can we get this system up to float. And on top of that, instead of sinking, basically. So how do they do that? They bring in philosophy, schemes, and this is all Dan Quinn trying to replicate what he did or what was built over there in Seattle land. And just in general, I don't want it to be like, okay, this will be the Seattle 2.0 or this will be the second coming of this or that. This is just Dallas Cowboys. Defense, you win the game down in the trenches. Why not get a guy that can help facilitate that? Now, this guy, his resume is not that beautiful or what have you. That's all it is. He's just a defensive line guy. And I'm not saying beautiful in a mad way, but it's one of those things where we can look at it and say, okay, who is Giff Smith? All right, he was the defensive line coach for the Chargers. Okay, did they have a good defensive line? Let me see. Yeah, they had a decent defensive line. Do they give up a lot on the run? No, they don't give up a lot on the run. So those are things that we have to take a look at. Also, he was the defensive line coach for, I believe, the Bills. So it goes all the way back to that. This is all about implementing your scheme, your philosophy, how you can help out this team. So if Giff Smith, he comes into the interview, he would just pull out his resume and say, okay, this is what I can bring to the table. I'm under the radar type of guy. Oh, by the way, Jerry, I started off, or my first job as a graduate assistant at Arkansas. Wink, wink, give me the job, basically. He should have a shoe in at it because, you know, the Arkansas ties, right? So when we look at everything and we talk about this team, how we can improve and better our best, we talk about philosophy, one gap, shooting up the seam there, shooting through the A gap, shooting through the B. Let's get to the quarterback. Let's have a meeting with the quarterback. Outside guys must contain those type of things. How can we improve in every category? One by one. Everybody must be interviewed. I'm talking about the players that's on this team. One by one. The philosophy, the scheme, the players must know. One by one. Everybody must be on the same page. Old folks say everybody's singing from the same hymnal. Everybody got to do that, regardless of the situation, because we can't have mixed philosophies out here. We can't have people sitting here saying, oh, back when 2000 and such, we did it this way. No. Last year we did it that way. We can't have that, and we should not allow it. We should be looking at this thing saying, okay, all right, we got a new coach that's going to bring in his philosophy in. Let's learn this, and let's not be double-minded, and let's figure this thing out. That's the truth right there. It flat out is. Now, I do know that this particular team, we got a lot of homework to do as it relates to the guys that's already here. We do. We got a lot of homework to do. Lord, what are the homework? Well, Antoine Woods got to make an evaluation on that, right? Now, we know that they got what? He's 6'1", 6'2", tree stump, 310 pounds, which is good. He's a good plug. But like I said at the start of the year last season, I don't think that there's 31 other teams that's going to be saying, okay, number 99, let's find him. Let's double team, let's triple team. Oh, let's stop him for the entire season. No. He good at moments. Rotational piece. And there's nothing wrong with that. Some people get mad at those words when we say that. But the reality of it is that we would want Antoine Woods on minimum downs, basically, and have somebody else to rotate in, and we can really get to the quarterback from there or really stop the run from there. And how do you do that? Evaluating his roster, evaluating the talent that's there. Not to get into people's feelings about, can this person do this, can this person do that? There's nothing wrong with being a rotational guy, but the coaching staff got to identify that, and the coaching staff got to know that, hey, my job on the line. They just fired the last defensive line coach. So it cannot be none of this love affair mess, right? Best man on the field and best opportunity for those who out there, can they make plays? Oh, and another situation, the Alden Smith angle. Well, Lord, we got too many defensive edge guys. The defensive line coach, look, coach is supposed to look at it like this. They can't go out there and say, okay, bring me this, bring me that. They can request it. But what's out there, they need to be looking at it saying, okay, how can I elevate and how can I evaluate and how can I put said talent out there? How can I give Bradley and Nye some chances? Rondell Carter. How can I manage this situation with Alden Smith if he decide to come back and you have a Randy Gregory? There's an old saying out there. If you think you're good at a spot or great at a spot, draft again. I forgot which coach said that, but that is where we should be looking at it. We shouldn't be looking at it like, oh, well, get rid of him. He was one of our higher production guys out there. Now, he did kind of fell off on a certain series and of course, games or what have you. That old crazy bear, when it jump on your back, everybody knows about that bear, right? Who played any particular sport. That bear catch up on you and jump on your back, he'll weigh you down. Nothing wrong with it. Flat out, nothing wrong with it. So I hope that this new defensive line coach, if he get the job, somebody's going to get the job, right? It's a vacant spot right there on the defensive line. Somebody's going to get it. So if Giff Smith get it, I just want him to just take his time, look at every player that we already got, and one by one evaluate and make the right assessment, and then go back to the drawing boards or go back to Dan Quinn or go back to whoever is out there and say, okay, Will McClay, Chris Hall, this guy's not cut. He's not it. He can't cut it. I like this guy in free agency. And they meet up with each other and say, okay, he's too much money. Well, I like this guy in the draft. But they got to bring him in now so he can develop that rapport, evaluate. Shout out to Giff Smith. Let's see what he can do if he wins his interview, if he don't wet the bed when he get to the interview, what have you, or when he call in, or if it's a virtual conference, what have you. We'll see what this team is all about. I want to know your thoughts, Cowboy Nation. If you guys know of any defensive line coach out there that you really would like to take a real good look at, let me know. Post it down below. And let me know how you guys feel. Can we be better against the run? And, of course, can we get some sacks, too? Because we need that. We need to get some edge rushing out there situation. Let's see what we can do. That's all the time that I have for this moment. Don't forget to hit that like button, share this content, and let a friend, neighbor, foe know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. And remember, you're listening to nothing but the best. Salute. Peace.